hello.
Hablame.
Hablame. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Andre Nagel. I'm your host, and today I am with a special friend. Pause. Matthew Torres. How you doing today, brother?
Good, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah?
Yes,
How was
sir.
the drive, other than making the wrong turn and going to the airport?
It was good. It was smooth.
Yeah?
I mean, that delayed me a little bit, but I'm glad to finally be here.
Yeah, man. You know, Spanish people, we're never on time for some reason.
I know.
Can't blame it. So if for some backstory, me and Matthew go way back. I would say middle school, somewhere around there. Met in soccer camp, and from there developed a very strong friendship. At some time, I left. I think, how old was I? I think I was 14, 15. Moved to Argentina and came back. And when I came back, I reconnected at our old high school, JPT. And from there, that's when everything kind of went downhill. But nowadays, we are doing better things, growing, both financially, spiritually, and physically. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so as you said, my name is Matthew. I remember meeting you in soccer camp. Those were the days. You introduced yourself as Taylor Lautner's cousin. So you were a big thing in soccer camp.
Something
and
like that.
I think all of us actually believed you too, because you sort of looked a little bit like him. So
Oh, man.
that was really funny. I was upset when I found out that you guys weren't cousins.
No, yeah, I feel like a lot of people did. They were just like being friends with me just to get to him.
And then I had no idea where you went, like, for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I just saw you pop up in Taravella, and we just started right where we left off.
For sure.
And we're still, to this day, we're good friends. And
Yeah, man. And for people that are like referring to the whole Taylor Lautner thing, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of ruined a lot of things for me. One, because it was my identity for like 4 years.
oh man.
It's just being compared to Taylor Lautner all throughout middle school, a little in the beginning of high school. But it really messed with my head, because comparing me to Taylor Lautner, both physique-wise, it developed body dysmorphia by the age of like 12. And I was like, yeah, I don't get the same attention as him. So I'm going to try my best to like bring something, because someone referred it to me. It was never like me going like, yeah, you know, I look like him. No, it came from someone being like, you know, you look like Taylor Lautner. And then my friend used to call me fake ass Taylor Lautner too. So from there, it just turned into like part of me. And then once it left, because after Twilight, because I didn't really like Twilight either, so I hated the comparison, but I enjoyed the attention.
Yeah.
And it was really uncomfortable at times, especially like when I would tell people that I was his cousin, and people are just really treating me differently. And once the news came out that I'm nowhere near in contact with him, nor have I ever met him, nor does he know me, it just kind of like everyone dispersed. And the people who actually didn't care if I was his cousin stayed. So, but other than that, what I know is that you're on good terms with fitness right now. You're working with, I think, a couple companies.
Mm-hmm.
But the most recent action that you've taken is to leave No Excuses.
Yeah,
Athletics.
man.
This is not a sponsored podcast. So what happened with that? I know it started off because you and the owner, Maria, been friends for however long you have been. It seemed as if you had a different direction for the company, and maybe it just kind of wasn't aligning, and then some things kind of got just stuffed under the table, and there was no really you guys just weren't kind of on the same page. So if you wanted to like elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, of course. So me and Maria are on great terms. We're
sure.
still really good friends,
Yeah.
so there's no bad blood or anything.
Okay, cool.
Basically, I think I've only told Diana and you for my part. So
Okay.
this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people,
Okay.
like my family, my close friends. They don't even know that yet. So we came into a mutual agreement, I would say about 2 weeks ago over a call, that we both just wanted to continue like doing our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we both put a lot into No Excuses, and we've helped it grow to where it is now.
Yeah.
And I really like appreciate like everything that she did for No Excuses, and like letting me the experience, letting me join. And yeah, I mean, right now, she wants to go down that path with No Excuses, and I want to go down doing like online coaching.
Okay.
So I want to put my focus on that itself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically it. We mutual agreement. We want to focus on our own thing, and I want to see No Excuses become a big company.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still gonna 100% support it and help her out however I can. But I'm just shifting my focus to my own thing now.
So it just obviously when you came on board with No Excuses, there was a lot more, I guess, effort on both you and Maria's side of like putting together events, getting merch created, really pushing No Excuses out to the public and locally as well. Was there anything that you think that you could have done maybe better to elevate the progress that you guys made throughout the time you were in the company?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say as far as I was in charge of social media,
Okay.
that was one of the things that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to film more content and sort of like change it up a little bit, because it does get repetitive and you get into like sort of like a zone where like you're
Stagnant.
that you're putting the same thing out there. So we needed to work a little bit more on creativity. And that was a little bit of my part that I had to work on. And also with the events, you know, I like planning events and putting them together. We just needed to write everything out in detail. Like there's always going to be some hiccups that happen. So we just needed to be more prepared for that, I feel like.
I understand. So now with you outside of No Excuses, you're still continuing the pursuit of fitness and making that a business of some sort. So you're doing online coaching. What else are you doing? You're coaching, right, for
soccer. Yeah.
How's that been?
It's good. It's good. I really like it. I used to do it, I would say, when I was like 15 to like 20. Mm-hmm. So I did it for like 5 years. I stopped a little bit, and then I started up again about like 2-3 months ago. But I really like it. It teaches you a lot of patience with the little kids.
Especially with little kids, yeah.
But I like seeing them progress. I like seeing them progress and get better every day. Yeah. You know, it's something that I really like and I want to do in the future as well.
Okay. So the World Cup, man, I know Colombia didn't make the cut, but man, what a game, what a final.
The final was crazy, bro.
Where'd you go? I saw you posted where you guys were at, and you guys were going insane.
I went to Latinos. It's a restaurant in Deerfield.
Okay.
As soon as you walk in, straight Argentinians, like everyone.
So I like to hear.
I liked it. I really did, because I was going for Messi. So that's the type of vibe that I wanted.
Nice.
I think only one of my friends was going for France in the whole restaurant. And it was really funny seeing everybody like make fun of him.
Yeah. But they were close. They were so close. It was an emotional roller coaster for me. And
I can imagine.
I was fortunate to be able to watch it with my dad and brother, and being alive in this era where I was able to actually witness the past two Yeah, 2 times we made it to the final and we've lost. Heartbreaking. First time wasn't actually in Argentina, and second time was I think, what was it, 2014?
That was Brazil, right?
Brazil with Germany.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heartbreaking as well, but finally to make it this far and to really see how much the team has improved, it's unbelievable and in so many ways. And now for Messi to really like lift up that trophy, it's you can't help but be happy. You can't help but be like excited for him to reach that goal.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like he's won everything.
Yeah.
Like, what else can you do?
I think we can finally say, and everyone can agree, that
Yeah.
Messi's the GOAT.
100%.
One way or another, you have to see that Messi's the GOAT. Even as a Ronaldo fan, you have to see that Messi's the GOAT.
See, that's the thing. And like me growing up, it was always difficult because me being Argentinian, I always supported Ronaldo. And people never understood why. And it was just like, I explained it as, you see Messi, he was born to play soccer. Like, his style of play, his touch, his finishes, his IQ, everything, it's just, he's an overall 99 level player. Where Ronaldo, the one thing I admired about his journey was how much hard work he put into it. Like dedication, drive, discipline, like, and it still applies to his day-to-day life to this day. And that's one thing that I was really like supportive of, because like I said, Messi was born to play, but Ronaldo like grew to play. Mm-hmm. And for him to reach that level, it just shows like with consistency, discipline, and belief in your work ethic, it can really do so much change, so much progress, and so much growth within your style of play, whether it's not even soccer, but it's just anything that you do. And that's one thing I see with you now too. It's your fitness journey. Mm-hmm. Like you've really upped it up. You've like held your foot on the pedal, and you've been kind of going at it, I think, for the past year, like really strong.
Yeah, I'd say consistently for the past year. Like I've probably always worked out since like high school, 9th grade, but it was never very consistent. You know, it's like 3 months on, 2 months off, and you didn't really get anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. And I kind of went through the same thing too. I started working out when I was 17, and I know if I would have stayed consistent since I was 17, I'd be
an animal.
Monster. I'd be a beast. But obviously, life takes you in every direction, and sometimes the gym isn't part of that. But since now you're trying to get into coaching, or you are getting into coaching, and you're applying yourself more, like what was the turning point for you to really kind of like dive deep into it and to not let yourself get out of the loop that you would always be in of going consistently for a few months and getting off of it?
Yeah, so because I want to get into online coaching and nutrition, you really have to look the part. I feel like you can't go into it and just not do what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
So that's what motivates me, that I want to get to the best shape that like I've ever been, so that I can go through that journey and process and teach others how you really do it. Mm-hmm. And stay true to my word. I don't just want to put things out there and not be doing them.
Yeah.
So I think that really motivates me to get to like the fittest that I could ever be.
Yeah. And it's true. Like you have to like look the part to even talk about it. And it's funny because I was just talking about this with a friend of mine yesterday. Me personally, like this starting year, it's really diving deep, and I'm considering competing for men's physique. And the reason is because I don't have an addictive personality. I do pick up interest and I do dive deep into it because of how it makes me feel. But I've never been like addicted to the gym. And I think like this year I really want to challenge myself both physically and mentally with that, and push myself to reach like my peak physique of this time now, because I know throughout the years your body's going to change and your peak is going to completely like alter throughout the years as well. So if I can reach it now and maintain to like, let's say beginning of my 30s, and then maybe push myself even more to like grow or really push myself like physically, fitness wise, where I'm able to like, let's say run marathons or anything like that. It's the longevity of it. That's where I'm really working towards, because like you said, you can be on and off. The consistency just, it's not there. And that's something that I've seen you do. It's really inspiring to me, and I have a lot of other friends that have done it as well, is stay consistent with it throughout the years. Like now it's part of your life. But the one thing that my friend mentioned the other day was that the only times you really see people who work out 5 to 6 days a week throughout the year consistently, like every year, it's usually they're not doing it just because, they're doing it for something. And it's like, let's say coaching, or let's say you're getting paid, sponsored, you're an influencer for fitness and all that stuff. Like that is what kind of keeps you in that loop. But outside of that, if you're just going to the gym, just go to the gym, and you're just there just to be there, like that's where you don't really get pushed the same way as if you were getting paid or anything like that. And the one thing I kind of struggled with was in the beginning, when I was 17, I was like 145, I think, when I first started. And then 5 to 6 months later, I shot up to like 170.
Wow.
And I became like a really big kid.
Yeah.
Thank God for Chipotle. Like working Chipotle, it saved my life. Like just chicken bowls every single day.
That'll get you big.
For free. Yeah. And I saw the different, I was getting treated differently. And I think that's something that needs to be considered of, is that when you look like you take care of yourself, people kind of like are attracted to that, and they gravitate towards that too. And for you to be a coach, obviously you want to look the part. And so for that, people are going to actually consider what you're saying, because it's not just like, I don't know if you've ever been to a gym and you see one of the personal trainers and
they don't look like
they're fat.
Yeah.
Like they literally look like they haven't worked out in
like our
like
PE coaches.
Literally. So it's I think like next year is really just applying myself physically, and I hope a lot of other people that are close to me as well do the same, because like I said, I think the whole purpose of going to the gym for yourself is longevity, because you want to be able to live out your rest of your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, 50s. It gets a little tricky. You might need to take some testosterone booster, but like to go through that and live comfortably and not have any type of pains or anything, and not like back down from any physical challenges. Like let's say you have kids and all this stuff and they're growing up and you want to be able to play with them. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to still travel and go on mountains and all that stuff and do all these challenging things for your physical. But nonetheless, it's just comes to show that from when we reconnected, I think it was 2020.
Yeah,
was it 2020? So. That's like when you were partying hard. you were going at it.
Yeah, man. It was an everyday thing. It was like a part-time job.
Literally, it was crazy. But you know what's interesting is that you applied I would say like you applied yourself in a more business approach when it would come to like handling events, even to go party. It's crazy because it does show that you're a proficient event planner, and you do well, and you host it pretty well too, because you're a sharp dude. you know how to talk to people, you have some charm, and you're able to keep everyone on the same page and on the same level of like
Vibe.
the vibe. Yeah, the vibe. The vibe is settled and it's good, and people stay on that. So like I don't know if you've ever considered like being an event planner at a bigger scale, other than just kind of like your local stuff with your friends and all that, because it seems that every time you do something, it follows through, and a lot of people.
I really like seeing the outcome of things.
Yeah.
The whole process is stressful up until the point where it's like mid-event.
Yeah.
Like it's mad stressful.
Yeah.
But I really like seeing people have a good time, and you know, I have I have thought about the event planning a little bit. It's not something that I'm focusing on right now, but maybe in the near future can do something. And I think that planning like the parties, planning like the boat party, the Rqyy party, that helped me a little bit when it came to planning like the events for No Excuses.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, and people have told me, but I'm just able to bring like big crowds together.
Yeah.
Which
is a skill.
Like.
Which is a good skill. And because I remember you were really hooked on what was it, Nelk Boys?
Yeah.
And was that like any type of like influence of like how they were able to like really create a very fun, luxurious party lifestyle? And was that something that you were trying to pursue when all the partying was going on and you were trying to do all the events and all that?
Yeah, so I would say it was more of a bad influence because it just made me want to party even more, seeing how crazy their lifestyle was. But I don't really watch those videos anymore. But I think that it did have an influence on me. I just wanted to party like every single day, seeing how much they partied, and it looked so cool. But at the end of the day, like partying that much is not good for your health, and it gets you into debt. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
really
like,
expensive.
You ever like gone out one night and you kind of like, I don't know if people do this. I do this sometimes. I'll set a budget for myself to spend like how much I can spend that night, and somehow it just, you black out and you just wake up and you're in the negatives, and it's just like, how did I get here?
It's happened, man. You learn when you go to clubs, never be the one to put your card down because nobody's going to pay you back. You're just going to wake up the next day, look at your bank account, and go back to sleep because that's happened several times.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's either you wake up and just continue your day just stressed, or you just sleep it off. So the New Year's coming. What are the next steps for Matthew Torres and his journey?
So I just want to continue what I'm doing right now. I need to finish my courses so that I can actually start training people.
Mm-hmm.
I have a goal for February to finish my online coaching, nutritionist course, and group workout like course.
Mm-hmm.
Finish those 3 by February so I can actually start taking on clients. Also, hopefully by then, like I'm looking a little bit more fit.
Okay.
I started a new gym called Perform.
Nice.
One of my friends brought me over there, and it was probably the hardest workout I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's definitely different type of training than what I was used to. Because, you know, I'm like used to trying to go up in weight every single time, trying to hit personal records every single time.
That takes a toll.
Yeah. This one is more of like a CrossFit gym where you don't even need that much weight. Like you're going to be challenged. Every single time you go, it's going to be challenging. And that's how it's been. And I really like it.
And you'd be up at like, what, 5 in the morning?
I wake up at 5 in the morning. Class starts at 5:45. It's an hour class. So then you're done by like 6:45. And then I just get ready for work.
Damn. Yeah. See, it's, you know, I used to compare myself to a lot of people that were able to do that, who were able to wake up early consistently and go to the gym and get it out the way. What what difference do you think it's made to your day-to-day life doing that, other than when you would usually go at nighttime or like after work?
I think it's, for me, it's not for everyone. It's the best way to start your day because you do get it out of the way, but I feel more like proactive. Like throughout my day, I'm able to go to the gym, get ready for work. And then after work, I have time to work on other things that I need to do.
Yeah.
So it just gives me time. Like the biggest excuse I hear is like, you don't have time. You have to make time for these things that you really want to.
That's true.
Really want to reach.
100%. And that's the thing I think a lot of people fall victim to, is they're always trying to find time or like find the balance in their life to do all these things. And it's not really about searching for balance. It's really about creating it yourself. Because if like you really want to do something, you're going to make the time for it. And
100%.
and the things that you don't, it just shows like, okay, if you're not making the time for it, then it's not something you really want to do. Obviously, people have their own approaches, have different lives. There are circumstances that kind of do get in the way. But nonetheless, there should always be an amount of like passion and drive that really puts you in that headspace of like, okay, I need to at least get not even a lot, but just something done that still moves me forward and makes me like grow a little bit within whatever that thing you're getting into.
Yeah, I think that it's about showing up. Like there's days where you're going to have like bad workouts, but the fact that you showed up still helps you progress a little bit. It's little by little every day. You're not going to, have your dream body like in a day.
Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people get the wrong idea of, because I know personally, me being able to work out throughout all these years, it was just a matter of understanding the muscle memory aspect of it and knowing that like if I go hard for 3 months, my body's back to where it was. And it's crazy how many times you can reshape your body. It's ridiculous. Like the body can be reshaped as long as you're able to do it. You can get fat, you can slim down, you can get fat again, you can slim down, you can get it. It's a reoccurring thing. And the one thing I do try to, I won't say push on the people, but try to like be mindful of, is that you should want to like reach your peak physique at least once in your life. See like what you're able to actually do. And obviously it is challenging, but the whole purpose is it's rewarding in so many different aspects. And I think it's just a matter of who you're with that do apply the same approach towards life, the same way that you do. And do you think that it's difficult to kind of like keep up with that lifestyle if there's certain people that you're always consistently with, not kind of living within the same region?
Yeah, that definitely difficult. I think that some people just want to stay at where they're at and they're comfortable, like they're 9 to 5s, but that's not my mindset. Like, especially when it came down to all the partying, like I was never going to reach that physique that I want, because all I was doing was drinking and hanging out with people that just want to party.
Yeah.
And that just influence like you to, make wrong decisions.
Yeah.
So you have to put yourself in a group of people that think like you and want to reach the same things.
100%. I think that'll do it, my friend. I know we have like very long weekend ahead of us, full of the holidays.
Yes, sir.
I wish you nothing but the best with your journey. We've talked about this before. You ever need help, always able to reach out. I'm always there. You've been there for me during my low points in my life too, and I'm very appreciative and grateful for that. And I'm glad we're still able to go into another year with a strong friendship.
For sure.
Where can people find you?
So mostly on Instagram. It's Matt X Torres, MattXtorres. I post here and there motivational videos or to just see what I'm doing, what I'm working on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. And if you are interested in the podcast and you had a great time listening to this, please leave a 5-star review. Find us on Spotify at Welcome to the Podcast. Find us on socials, also on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Welcome to the Podcast. If you're trying to reach out and you're trying to get on this, email me at welcometothe.podcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, Andre Nagel. Thank you, Matt. This was awesome. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. It was an honor.
Thank you.